Hey everyone, welcome to the Everyday Human Podcast. My name is Easton Taverna. Each day I'll share a reflection written by me and inspired by literature, poetry, music, movies, video games, and more. And after that, I'll share a prompt for you to write your own reflection. Together, we'll explore what it means to be human. Every month, we'll walk a new path, taking a look at life, death, the universe, and everything in between. Thanks for coming along. I'm glad you're here. For more, visit eastontaverna.com or join me on Instagram at _everydayhuman. It's the 11th of July. Today's episode is titled The Different Ways We Love. This one was inspired by a poem called Those Winter Sundays by Robert Hayden. The poem goes like this. Sundays, too, my father got up early and put his clothes on in the blue, black cold. Then with cracked hands that ached, from labor in the weekday weather made, banked fires blaze. No one ever thanked him. I'd wake and hear the cold splintering, breaking. When the rooms were warm, he'd call, and slowly I would rise and dress, fearing the chronic angers of that house, speaking indifferently to him, who had driven out the cold, and polished my good shoes as well. What did I know? What did I know of love's austere and lonely offices? That is such a wonderful poem. It's doing so much on a lot of different levels. I wasn't familiar with Robert Hayden's work before I found this poem. And real quickly from Wikipedia, he was an American poet, essayist, and educator. He was the consultant in poetry to the Library of Congress from 1976 to 1978. That is what is known today as the U.S. Poet Laureate. He was the first African-American writer to hold that office. Now I need to find a collection of his work and get to reading it. All right. But for now, here is my reflection. How difficult it can be to understand other people. How seemingly impossible it can feel to understand how others love. Especially those closest to us, our family. It can be so difficult, in fact, that someone took it upon themselves to create love languages to make sense of it all. Now there are plenty of issues with that framework and how it was conceived. A lack of scientific rigor, a transactional view of love, an oversimplification of emotional needs, cultural and gender bias, and even potential for misuse in toxic relationships. But we're not here today to dissect those flaws. I'm sure it's helped plenty of people. Maybe. What matters is what the popularity of the concept reveals. That people were so desperate to better understand how others and themselves love, that they embraced this idea wholeheartedly as some kind of ray of light that would lift the fog of the obscurity of love. There is a deep want, or even a need, in us to be able to decipher the mysterious code of love. We want to be able to know that those we care about aren't just receiving our love, but are returning it in ways that we recognize, ways that make sense to us. But they rarely do. If you understand how your parents, siblings, partner, or children love, then good for you. There are so many who, no matter how hard they try, simply can't crack the code. And I'm here to say that's okay. Love, no matter which way you slice it, is not a clear and decipherable language that comes with rules and titles. And the different ways we love are vast, but love is still love. Everyone's story is different. Everyone's love is different. The events of your mother's upbringing helped make her a certain way. The influences on your father helped shape him into the person he is now. And so did their choices, just as the events, influences, and choices in your life are shaping you. Some people can be emotionally literate and open with their love. For others, You might as well ask them to move a mountain. And yet, it still makes them the person they are, the person you love. Some will work their hands to the bone to support you without ever saying a word, getting up early to warm the house, and get to work so that you can eat and have a bed to sleep in. Some will climb to the top of a mountain and shout at the top of their lungs just how much they love you. One is not right and the other is not wrong. They just are. This is not to say if your relationship is struggling to just let it be. No, if it is strained, work on communication. Seek assistance from other family members, friends, and therapy. Assistance in unpacking those events and influences that helped shape the person in which you are struggling to understand. Or maybe it's you. You can get there. Ultimately, don't forget to love them for who they are, to understand that everyone says, "I love you," a little differently, and to give grace to yourself and others in the short time you have together, in this fleeting, wacky, and wonderful thing we call life. And there ends today's reflection. So thank you to Robert Hayden and that wonderful poem, Those Winter Sundays, for giving us that to think about, the different ways we love, the many, many different ways we all love. All right, so now it's time for you to think about that a little further with your reflection question. Jot down your thoughts in your journal, on your napkin, or take a walk or look out the window. Do I understand the ways my family loves me and the ways I love them? Do I give grace, understanding that we all love in our own unique ways? This goes back a little bit to Shel Silverstein and the July 9th reflection about expectations. You might expect people to love you in a certain way. They might expect you to love them in a certain way. But we have to be careful about those expectations. We have to be realistic in understanding that everyone shows it a little differently. All right, that's it for today, July 11th. I'll be back tomorrow, July 12th, with another reflection. Have a good one and take care.